So this year I decided to start to watch every Ben 10 TV show. I finished Ben 10 2005 a bit ago, and I'm going to be ranking every alien from the show in this video, in my opinion, giving my thoughts on each one. There's a lot to go through, and for a thought of where I am right now, I haven't seen the TV show Omniverse yet, and I do watch, at least I watched the live episodes of Ben 10 2016 reboot, and I'm in Season 3 of Alien Force right now in my watching marathon. I haven't seen Ultimate Alien for a long time either, so what I talk about are what I think may not make sense to other who remembers these shows since I haven't seen them all yet. With that said, let's get going. Number 22. Frankenstrike or Frankenben, whatever his name is the worst alien to me, just a Frankenstein character, and it doesn't really make sense to me. In the episode where the villain Dr. Vector, who I remember is an Ultimate Alien for one episode, seems like a human who just turned himself into a monster. Ben only becomes him once in the whole show too, and he has kind of boring powers. Number 21. Spitter is one of Ben 10,000's aliens who appears in both future episodes but only spits once, like in this picture. Ultimately, he's only in like 2 seconds of the show, and he looks pretty ugly, and he only has that power, so that's why I don't really care for the alien either. Number 20. Ben Wolf, who is like a werewolf, who Ben becomes, and it takes up a whole episode where they think he's a real werewolf, but it's an actual alien. In the future, he's actually called Blitzwolf, but another boring alien, I think. At least this one got a full story episode to its name, and that's probably the best thing about him. Okay, number 19. This alien's name is Ditto. It's like a cheap Echo from Alien Force. This guy can only turn into multiple copies of himself and has a weird voice. It was one of the last new aliens in the show, being introduced in Season 4, Episode 2, but doesn't really do anything else. I guess he was also in the second future episode, so I guess that's cool, but that's all he can do is split apart, and doesn't really have anything new powers when he does it, unlike Slapback, who gets stronger every time he splits up from the... Slapback is a new alien from the Ben 10 2016 series. And Echo, I think everyone knows who that is, but Ditto, all it can do is split apart, and the coolest thing about him is his look, really. 18. Ripjaws, the first of the original 10 aliens that will be on this list. Ripjaws is my least favorite one. I'm not a fan of water fights or characters, so I find when he does boring. He's not an Alien Force yet, so I think many other people think this way about Ripjaws, that he's just a giant fish, really, and I don't really care for that stuff. 17. This weird dude reminds me of Batman's villain, the Ten-Eyed Man. This alien is named Eye Guy. It only makes one appearance in the final battle between Ben 10 and the supervillain team named Negative 10 in I think it's season 4, episode 11. Yeah, he can shoot a powerful bolt and jump high. He shoots those bolts from his eyes, and he actually doesn't have any eyes where his head is. So I think that's kind of a unique design. But other than that, that's all I can do, and kind of boring as well. 16. Stinkfly, maybe the true worst original alien. Number one thing about him is that he can fly. That's my favorite thing. I love flying characters. He can also shoot slime out of his mouth. He appears a lot in the show, but just as a flying character, really. That's all he can do. He does have a very unique design, but I just don't like him. 15. Now we are going to aliens that I enjoy. Number 15 is the gray matter species, or just gray matter that Ben calls him in this show. He becomes a huge part of the Ben 10 universe, and we learn a gray matter called Azimuth created the Omnitrix. Well, in this show we do, too. In the show, though, gray matter is used as a joke and just has to is used to hide in small areas or be used as a crutch. In the two movies, we learned that a gray matter called Azimuth created the Omnitrix, and we learned that his dad, Azimuth's dad, is an upgrade alien. So that's a kind of a cool fact to tell you guys right here. Number 14 is Wild Mutt. He was the second alien Benton ever turned into. He doesn't have eyes, but can sense everything and rip stuff with his mouth, and has a lot of agility. He's used as a giant dog, really, just for jokes. I don't really care for this character much, but he's definitely a much powerful alien, and used a lot, and one of the 10 classic ones, and very important to the story, to the first episode, since technically he's the one in the first fight, besides another alien on this list, but I don't really count it as a fight since as Wildmouth he just runs away from these robots. Anyway. 13. Ben Mummy, or call him Snarrow. I love mummies. They are one of my favorite movie villains ever, and having an alien mummy Ben 10 can turn into made my day. I didn't even know about this character until I rewatched the show this year. I love it. He can stretch, he has robes, and apparently he can't really die since they fought a mummy like this because the mummy, the werewolf, and the Frankenstein were working with Ghost Freak alien when he turned evil, or the actual aliens that were that Ben kind of, so to say, scanned, and now he can become them. That's what happened, and that's why he has Snarrow, Ben Wolf, and Ben Frankenstein or Frankenstrike. Uh, that was the story, and Snarrow is definitely my favorite one. And in that one, they dropped Snarrow, the evil Snarrow mummy, into a giant fan, and he actually survives it. So that's cool. Well, I just love mummies, and that's why this is at number 13. Number 12 is Upgrade. Upgrade has a lot of power, and his species is important in Alien Force because of the character Ship, who is like an upgrade dog. I love computer and new technology stuff. An upgrade alien can just jump on it like it's water, or the alien itself moves like water, and he can completely control all technology. Number 11. Upchuck. He was introduced in the season 3 finale and returns in Alien Force. This alien can eat anything, then spit out it as a weapon. In the show, he's used as a joke though, so I just like his power because he's almost invincible since he can just eat anything that hits him. Anyway, number 10. I know Ghost Freak is more of a villain in the show now, but the powers Ghost Freak has puts him in the top 10. He can fly through walls, and he has superpowers, and he has those tentacles that come out of his chest, and he can phase through walls and everything. And if I'm thinking of Ghost Freak here as when Ben, if he was a hero and an alien that Ben 10 can still turn into, which in the end of season 3, the first two-parter in the show where he fights Ghost Freak in space, he can turn back into Ghost Freak, but he never does in the show, so that's a little bit of a weird thing why they added it in but never used him again. Or like added in the fact that he can still turn into a Ghost Freak. But anyway, the powers Ghost Freak has puts him in the top 10 for me. Number 9. Buzzshock. This is a Ben 10,000 alien who was actually the villain in episode 5 of the show, but in the future I guess it's a hero alien Ben 10 can be. I like it a lot because it's small and cute and has huge electricity powers, though it is a classic example of a character who as a villain seems unstoppable, but as a playable character is lame. Number 8. Arctiguana, he's a super cool character, not just because he can have ice powers, but also just his look. Personally, I love ice-themed characters and, powers as well, so that's why he's ahead of Buzzshock, and also I love Ben 10,000, those two episodes. So Arctiguana only appears in the two future episodes of Ben 10,000, and he seems super powerful and can do a lot, and that's why he's up here. I love ice-themed characters a lot, and that's why he's in the top 10 at number 8. Number 7. Wildvine. Wildvine is the 12th new alien Ben 10 turns into in Season 2, Episode 9 called, Cape Fear, which is obviously a parody of a famous horror movie. Wildvine fights a giant evil plant, and he's super useful, and if it wasn't for Wildvine, Ben 10 would have died. He can stretch his arms to any length, and he has a really cool, he looks like a Venus flytrap, except in the flytrap is his actual head and his eye. He has really cool powers, and he's really unique when it comes to fighting and moving around, which is why I like him so much. He also doesn't have legs, but a bunch of little tentacles that come out of his that are like his legs that he moves around in, very creepy. But yeah, I really like this character. He's really cool. I love the story with him as well. Number 6. This is a picture of Ben 10,000's Cannon Bolt. This was Ben's 11th ever alien. He can turn into a ball and can crush anything in his path or run through anything in his path. In the episode Cannonball premiered in Season 2, Episode 2, he made a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man reference, which is why I think I remember this guy forever. If it also wasn't for Cannonball, the whole world would be destroyed. I remember it only happening with Cannonball and, I guess Upgrade too, and Upgrade's first appearance, and, Rip Vines, where if it wasn't for those new aliens being introduced, though he would have died. So, yeah, Cannonball appears. It seems like he will appear a lot in the future shows. In that season 3 slash season 2 finale, I think he's appeared 3 times already, 3 or 4. Anyway, this is Cannonball. He's super powerful, and I like kind of invincible kind of seeming characters. And so far, that's what Cannonball seems like. Also, Cannonball took down Kevin 11 as a giant monster in an episode called Grudge Match, I think, season 2, episode 5, and that was a really cool moment. Number 5, top 5 is 4. We'll start off with Forearms, the strongest Ben 10 alien who he usually used in fights. He has super jump, super strong. He has 4 arms, so he's kind of like double powerful than anyone with just 2 arms. The design is it seems like a little bit boring since he's just wearing the, Ben 10 as a human's clothes, but other than that, he seems really awesome, and he's used a lot in fights, and he's one of the main characters of the show that you think about and you see for him. He's one of the original aliens. He first appeared in the second episode, so yeah. I don't really have much else to say because you just look at this guy and you can kind of tell everything that he's about, which is just strength. But and I think he's used almost as much as Heat Blast in the show. Anyway, number 4. Speaking of Heat Blast, he is number 4, the very first Ben 10 alien Ben ever became. He is in a lot of episodes, and that's obviously since he's the alien that mostly showed up to promote the show, the face of the show. I don't really actually remember if Heat Blast flies. I don't think he does in this show. In Alien Force, the Heat Blast character there actually does. But yeah, he has super heat, super hot to grab onto. He can fire, and he has a really cool voice as well. Super important character for the show when it comes to the real world. That's all I got as well. He does have like a sometimes a little bit hilarious how they can just like throw foam on him and he gets distinguished out, but a lot of times he's used for comedy as well as action. The perfect alien for Ben 10 or for just any kind of kids show. But he was not number 1. Number 3. A very rare appearance made is the alien Waybig, superpowered character that can be 50 out of 50. You can love him or hate him. But anyway, Waybig is number 3 on this list. Like it seems, nothing can stop Ben as Waybig in this show. He only appears once in the show, and that's in the second future episode, but as Ben when Ben 10,000 turns into him. But technically, before he was in the movie Ben 10 Secret of the Omnitrix, Waybig appeared, where at the end, Ben 10 turns into Waybig for one time and throws Vilgax into space, which that movie actually was supposed to be the series finale. Anyway, Waybig is a super powerful character, and here he's just a giant guy. It doesn't show him really doing anything else. I don't remember what else he can do. I think he can shoot beams, but since that doesn't happen in this show, I don't know for sure anymore. He appears in the Alien Force episode 35, the second last episode of season 2. But all he does is just fall down, honestly. But yeah, Waybig is a super powerful character. He can seem like invincible. He definitely is invincible in the show. He takes down Kevin 11,000 with just like a few hit punches, and he turns back to human. But anyway, number 2. Oh yeah, Accelerate. I love super speed characters like the Flash, and this alien is all about speed, but also has knife hands that he can use to cut through anything. He can run up walls and is Ben 10,000's alien of choice, which is the version we see on the screen. I love Accelerate super speed characters. He appears a lot, and he's definitely used for a lot of really cool action scenes, I remember, so that's why I like him so much. And he also has a really cool design, kind of like a motor. It kind of seems like he has a motorcycle helmet as a head. It can go up and down, and I love that the details with the how Accelerate runs and how this version of the future is white and black, and he has a blue face, but in Ben 10's version it's blue and black and it still has the blue face. Anyway, I love super speed characters and that's why he's number 2. And number 1, in my opinion, the greatest Ben 10 alien of the show, and maybe even the greatest Ben 10 alien of anything. Number 1. My favorite is Diamond Head. This guy seems unstoppable. Diamond Head was used in the very first real fight in the show, or I guess ever. He seems invulnerable since he's made of diamond. He definitely has super strength. He can fire diamonds from his hands. He can do so many creative things. He can make so many creative sculptures with diamonds. He's used a lot on the show as well when it comes to fights and when it comes to kind of getting away. He can kind of fly, he can glide. There's a character called Terrax, and he's a Diamond Head, and he's kind of Ben 10's sidekick in the 2 movies, and I love that they did that because that's I love to see Diamond Head, and that's why he's definitely one of the strongest, maybe second strongest. I'm thinking about second strongest alien besides Forearms, who's in the original classic 10 Ben aliens. And I do find it really cool that he has the spikes coming out of his back and everything he can do. So yeah. So those are all of the aliens that appeared in Ben 10 2005 show ranked. So far I like this series more than Alien Force, but that may change. The next video I'll be ranking all of the aliens that got introduced in Ben 10 Alien Force whenever I finish done. This will probably come sooner rather than later. So thank you all for watching and have a great day.